माहे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அதிர் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போலனை துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
I request everyone to take your seats. Vocalists are here to sing our pride that our land, Bharat, is a great country in the world. Parukulle Nalanadu.
Parukulle Nalanadu. Parukulle Nalanadu. எங்கள் பாரத நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு ஞானத்திலே பரமோனத்திலே ஞானத்திலே பரமோனத்திலே உயர் மானத்திலே அன்னதானத்திலே ஞானத்திலே பரமோனத்திலே உயர் மானத்திலே அன்னதானத்திலே கானத்திலே அமுதாக நிறைந்த கவிதையிலே உயர் நாடு கானத்திலே அமுதாக நிறைந்த கவிதையிலே உயர் நாடு பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு வீரத்திலே படை வீரத்திலே நெஞ்சில் ஈரத்திலே உபகாரத்திலே சாரத்திலே மிகு சாத்திரம் கண்டு தருவதிலே உயர் நாடு தீரத்திலே படை வீரத்திலே நெஞ்சில் ஈரத்திலே உபகாரத்திலே தீரத்திலே படை வீரத்திலே நெஞ்சில் ஈரத்திலே உபகாரத்திலே சாரத்திலே மிக சாத்திரம் கண்டு தருவதிலே உயர் நாடு சாரத்திலே மிக சாத்திரம் கண்டு தருவதிலே உயர் நாடு தருவதிலே உயர் நாடு உயர் நாடு இந்த பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு பாரத நாடு.
Thank you so much for making us so feel pride. Brightness and prosperity are the symbols of light. It is a positive force that removes darkness. Now it's time for lighting the lamp. I invite Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu for lighting the lamp. I also invite Mrs. Malati, current year National Awardee, Mrs. Manjupriya Marisamy, Managing Trustee of Veeramal Educational and Charitable Trust, Mrs. Usha Nandini from Chimaya Vidyalaya, Kilpat, Tirumati Bharati Bhaskar, Keynote Speaker, thanks to all for lighting the lamp. We believe that gifts of dance is a powerful way to communicate hope, joy and peace message. And also we welcome all for this Governor's Thing to Dare Series 9, Interaction with Teachers and Educationalists through movement and music. students, for your wonderful performance. I invite Srimati Manchupriya Marisamy, Managing Trustee of Veeramal Educational and Charitable Trust, to deliver welcome address.
ஈன்ற தாய் தந்தைக்கும் வளர்த்த தமிழுக்கும் என் நண்பனும் ஆசானும் ஆகிய என் கணவனுக்கும் என் முதல் வணக்கம். It is a distinct honor and privilege to extend my warm and resounding welcome to our Honorable Governor Shri R.N.RAVI அவர்கள். சார், நான் இதை சொல்லி ஆகணும் சார். இன்னைக்கு இந்த ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு நிகழ்வுக்காக நாங்கள் மிக சிறந்த ஆசிரியர்கள், தலைமை ஆசிரியர்கள் இவங்களெல்லாம் நாங்கள் அப்ரோச் பண்ணோம் சார். ஸோ இப்படி ஒரு ஈவெண்ட் இருக்குது அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அப்ரோச் பண்ண 4 மணி நேரத்தில் 100 பிரின்சிபல்ஸ், வைஸ் பிரின்சிபல்ஸ், டீச்சர்ஸ் 100 பேர், பெரிய பெரிய பள்ளியில் இருந்த நிர்வாகிகள் அதுக்கு ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணாங்க. எனக்கு எப்பயுமே ஒரு கியூரியஸான மைண்ட் உள்ளே ஓடிட்டே இருக்கும்ல. நம்ம எதுவுமே பெருசாக அந்த இன்வைட்டில் போடலை, ஜஸ்ட் பேசிக்காக இந்த மாதிரி நாங்கள் ஒரு டீச்சர்ஸ் டே ஈவெண்ட் நடத்துகிறோம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னேன். கியூரியஸ் மைண்ட் உடனே என்ன பண்ணுச்சு, சரி ஃபஸ்ட்டு 100 பேர் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க, நம்ம கால் பண்ணி பேசலாம் அப்படின்னு ஐ ஜஸ்ட் கால் தென். ஃபஸ்ட்டு கால் பண்ணுறேன் சார். I had an answer. எனக்கு ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் கிடைக்குது. Manju, we are heartily thankful for our excellency for giving all these educators this wonderful opportunity to be inside Raj Bhavan. இந்த ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் எனக்கு கிடைக்குது சார். ஓகே சார் கூப்பிட்டுருக்காங்க. இட் வாஸ் அ ஃபார்மல் ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டாக சொல்கிறாங்க. இன்னும் மூளை ஏதோ கேட்குது, நம்மளுக்கு இது பத்தாதே, நம்ம ஏதோ கேட்கணுமே அப்படின்னு. அகெயின் ஐ ஸ்டார்டட் காலிங் த நெக்ஸ்ட் செகண்ட், தேர்ட், ஃபோர்த், ஃபிஃப்த் மெம்பர்ஸ் நான் கால் பண்ணிகிட்டே இருக்கேன் சார். ஐ ஜஸ்ட் காட் தீஸ் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ். நான் கண்டிப்பாக இது சொல்லணும் சார். ஹாப்பி டு மீட் த மோஸ்ட் ரெஸ்பெக்ட்ஃபுல் மேன் இன் த ஸ்டேட். ஹாப்பி டு மீட் த மோஸ்ட் டிக்னிஃபைட் மேன் இன் த ஸ்டேட். Happy to meet the most humble man in the state. Happy to meet the best human being who respects the women in the state. Sir, I don't have words. I was flying, sir. En kaal taraila nikla, sir. I was just flying. What a man. சார் தமிழ்ல ஒரு பெரிய ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு சார். 1000 நட்சத்திரங்கள் வந்தாலும் ஒரே ஒரு சூப்பர் ஸ்டார் தான் சார். அதே மாதிரி 1000 தலைவர்கள் தமிழ்நாட்டிற்கு வந்தாலும் என்றும் எங்கள் மனதில் அழியாத நீங்காத சிம்மாசனம் போட்டு உட்கார்ந்திருக்கும் ஒரே தலைவர் நீங்க தான் சார். இங்க இருக்க அத்தனை பேரும் அதற்கு சாட்சி சார். I thank from wholeheartedly for giving me this beautiful opportunity to organize this teachers meet with all the national awardees, principals, vice principals, teachers of this educators community. Usually வந்து நம்ம உலகத்துல வந்து நிறைய துறை சார்ந்து வேலை செய்பவர்கள் நிறைய இருப்பாங்க. மருத்துவர் எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா அவங்க துறை சார்ந்து அவங்க ஏதாவது இனோவேஷன் கண்டுபிடிக்கணும் அப்படின்னு நினைப்பாங்க. ஒரு இன்ஜினியர் எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா ஒரு இன்ஜினியரிங் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் நிறைய உருவாக்கணும் அப்படின்னு நினைப்பாங்க. ஒரு சாஃப்ட்வேர் டெவலப்பர் எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா ஏஐ டூல் கண்டுபிடிக்கணும், ஆப் கண்டுபிடிக்கணும் அப்படின்னு நினைப்பாங்க. ஆனா உலகத்திலேயே ஒரே ஒரு சமூகம் மக்களுக்கு நல்லது செய்ய வேண்டும், மக்கள் சிறந்தவர்களாக உருவாக வேண்டும் என்று நினைக்கும் ஒரே ஒரு சமூகம் ஆசிரியர் சமூகம் மட்டுமே. இதை வந்து யாராலையும் மாற்றவே முடியாது. பேரறிஞர் அண்ணா வந்து அடிக்கடி சொல்லுவார், அவருடைய பேச்சில் அடிக்கடி அவர் சொல்லுவார், உலகத்திலேயே இந்த உலகத்திலேயே எப்பவுமே அழியாத செல்வத்தை தரக்கூடியவர்கள் யாராவது இருக்காங்களா அப்படின்னா சொல்லுங்க அப்படின்னு பேரறிஞர் அண்ணா சொல்லுவாராம். அப்போ வந்து நிறைய பேர் கேட்பாங்களா யாரு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு திருப்பி அவரே பதில் சொல்றார். அண்ணா சொல்றார் பதில், உலகத்திலேயே அழியாத செல்வத்தை மக்களுக்கு அள்ளி அள்ளி கொடுக்கும் பெரும் பணியை செய்பவர்கள் ஆசிரியர்கள் மட்டுமே. வாழ்க்கையில் நாம் கடைசி நிமிடத்திற்கு போனாலும் நம்முடைய சின்ன வயசு ஆசிரியர் 1ஆம் கிளாஸ் 2ஆம் கிளாஸ் படித்த ஆசிரியர்களை இன்றும் மனசில் பசுமரத்து ஆணி போல பதிந்து வைத்திருக்கின்றோம். அப்படிப்பட்ட பெரும்பணியை செய்யும் உங்களை இந்த ஒரு நிகழ்வுக்காக அழைக்க எனக்கு வாய்ப்பளித்த ஐயா அவர்களுக்கு பெரும் நன்றியும் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். இன்று இந்த ஒரு நிகழ்வை பெரும் நிகழ்வு ஆக்கிய உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் மனதார நன்றியும் வாழ்த்துக்களையும் வணக்கங்களையும் கூடி விடைபெறுவது உங்கள் மஞ்சு பிரியா.
Thank you so much. Now I call upon to the stage Master Sushant to sing Bharatiya song Nirpaduve Nadapaduve.
என் பேர் சுஷாந்த். நான் 2வது வகுப்பு படிக்கிறேன். நிற்பதுவே நடப்பதுவே பறப்பதுவே, நிற்பதுவே நடப்பதுவே பறப்பதுவே, நீங்களெல்லாம் சொற்பனதானோ பல தோற்ற மயக்கங்களோ, சொற்பனதானோ பல தோற்ற மயக்கங்களோ, கற்பதுவே கேட்பதுவே கருணை
Thank you, Master Sushant.
இவர் பூச்சூடும் பூவை அல்ல, புத்தகம் ஏந்திய நாமகள், நகையணியும் நங்கை அல்ல, புன்னகை ஏந்திய பொன்மகள், திலகமிடும் தையல் அல்ல, திறவுகோல் ஏந்திய தலைமகள், கூந்தல் வளர்த்த கோதை அல்ல, கூர்ச்சியை ஏந்திய கலைமகள், பட்டாடை அணியும் பெண்டல்ல, பகுத்தறிவு ஏந்திய பன்மகள், பழமை தாங்கிய பாவை அல்ல, புதுமை ஏந்திய புவிமகள் இவள் என்ற வரிகளுக்கு மிக பொருத்தமானவர் திருமதி பாரதி பாஸ்கர் அவர்கள். இவர் சிறந்த பேச்சாளர், எழுத்தாளர் மற்றும் சாதனையாளர். இவர் பாரதியார் கண்ட புதுமை பெண். தன் நகைச்சுவை கலந்த பேச்சின் மூலம் ஒட்டுமொத்த பட்டிமன்றத்தையும் உலக தமிழ் மக்களையும் தன்பால் கவர்ந்தவர். இவருடைய பேச்சு மாணவர்கள், இளைஞர்கள் மற்றும் பெண்களுக்கு தன்னம்பிக்கை ஊட்டுவதாக உள்ளன. இவ்வாறு பன்முக திறமைகளை கொண்ட நமது சிறப்பு பேச்சாளர் திருமதி பாரதி பாஸ்கர் அவர்களை நம் அனைவரின் சார்பாக வரவேற்கின்றேன்.
மேதகு ஆளுநர் அவர்களே, விருது வாங்கிய எங்கள் நெஞ்சத்தில் சிம்மாசனம் போட்டு அமர்ந்திருக்கிற ஆசிரியர் பெருமக்களே, இந்த அரங்கத்தை நிறைத்திருக்கின்ற பள்ளி கல்லூரிகளினுடைய முதல்வர்களே, ஆசிரியர்களே, விழாவை சிறப்பித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிற பிரமுகர்களே, ஊடகத்துறை சார்ந்த நண்பர்களே, அத்தனை பேருக்கும் என்னுடைய பணிவு வணக்கங்கள். இந்த மேடை எனக்கு ரொம்ப சவாலான ஒரு மேடை. என்ன காரணம்னா, எனக்கு 5 நிமிஷம் தான் டைம் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. நாங்கள் பட்டிமன்றத்திலே எங்கள் நடுவர் பெல்லடிக்க அதுக்கு பிறகு 15 நிமிஷம் பேசுகிற ஆட்கள் நாங்கள். சர்ச்சில்கிட்ட ஒரு முறை கேட்டாங்களாம், எது ரொம்ப கஷ்டம்னு. சர்ச்சில் சொன்னாராம், என்னை 1 மணி நேரம் பேச சொல்லுங்க, இப்போவே பேசுகிறேன், ஆனால் 5 நிமிஷம் பேசணுன்னா எனக்கு 1 மாதம் டைம் கொடுங்க, ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணிட்டு வரணும்னு சொன்னாராம். சுருக்கமாக பேசுவது தான் ரொம்ப கடினம். ஆனால் அந்த கடுமையான வேலையை எனக்கு கொடுத்திருக்கிற என்னுடைய அன்பு தங்கை மஞ்சுளாவுக்கு ரொம்ப நன்றி. இந்த மேடை கொஞ்சம் ஃபார்மலாக இருக்கும்னு நினச்சேன். ஏன்னா சென்னையிலே நான் பிறந்து வளர்ந்திருந்தாலும் ஆளுநர் மாளிகைக்குள்ளே வந்து ஒரு மேடையில் பேசுவது இதுதான் எனக்கு முதல் அனுபவம். அதனால் ரொம்ப ஃபார்மலாக இருக்கும்னு நினச்சேன். ஆனால் எங்கள் மஞ்சுளா வரவேற்புரை சொல்லுகிற போது சூப்பர் ஸ்டார் ரேஞ்சில் பேசிட்டதுனால இந்த மேடையில் அப்படிப்பட்ட இறுக்கங்கள் தேவையில்லை என்ற உணர்வை ஏற்படுத்தினார். ஆசிரியர்களை பற்றி 5 நிமிடத்தில் பேசி முடிக்க முடியாது. இந்த மேடையிலே நடந்த ஒவ்வொரு நம் கைத்தட்டலை பெற்ற நிகழ்ச்சிக்கும் பின்னால் ஒரு ஆசிரியரனுடைய உழைப்பு இருக்கிறது. இந்த சுஷாந்த் என்ற இந்த சின்ன பிள்ளை, அந்த பாட்டை யார் தேர்ந்தெடுத்து கொடுத்தார்கள் என்று எனக்கு தெரியாது. மகாகவி பாரதியினுடைய மண்டபத்தில் அந்த பாடலை கேட்டது அவ்வளவு சுகமாக இருந்தது. அந்த 2 சகோதரிகள் பாடியதும் கூட நமக்கு அந்த அளவு சுகமாகவும் ஸ்ருதி சுத்தமாகவும் இருந்தது. சின்ன குழந்தை பாடிய பாட்டை பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இருக்கிறதுலேயே பாரதியாரனுடைய மிக மிக புரிந்து கொள்ளுவதற்கு அரிதான பாடல் அந்த பாடல் தான். நீங்கள் எல்லாம் காட்சி பிழைதானோ, காட்சி பிழைன்ற சொல்லையே பாரதி தான் முதல்ல தமிழுக்கு கொடுத்தார். மாயையை பழித்தல் என்கிற தத்துவத்தில் பாரதி பாடிய ரொம்ப விளங்கிக் கொள்ளுவதற்கு அரிதான ஒரு பாடலை பூமியிலேருந்து 2 அடி இருக்கிற ஒரு பிள்ளைக்கு கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. ஆனால் அவ்வளவு சிறப்பாக பாடி ஆளுநர் அவர்களை எழுந்து வந்து அந்த குழந்தைக்கு வாழ்த்து சொல்லுகிற அளவு அந்த குழந்தையால் பாட முடிந்திருக்கு. அதுவும் வேஷம் போட்டுட்டு அது விழுந்துருமோ இது விழுந்துருமோன்னு எவ்வளோ பயமாக இருக்கும், யோசிச்சு பார்த்தீங்களா? மிகச் சிறப்பாக செய்ததற்கு பின்னால் ஒரு ஆசிரியரின் உழைப்பு இருக்கிறது. நடனமாடிய மாணவிகளினுடைய அந்த நடனத்தின் ஒவ்வொரு முத்திரைக்கும் அசைவுக்கும் பின்னால் ஒரு ஆசிரியரினுடைய உழைப்பு இருக்கிறது, கவலை இருக்கிறது. எங்கேயாவது அந்த ஆசிரியர் சைடில் தான் நின்றுட்டு இருப்பாங்க, இவன் விழுந்துருவாளா அவள் விழுந்துருவாளான்னு பக்கு பக்குன்னு இருக்கும். நமக்குள்ளே இருக்கிற நம்மை அடையாளம் காட்ட எப்போதுமே ஒரு ஆசிரியர் தான் நமக்கு பின்னாலே இருந்திருக்கிறார். நான் பள்ளியிலே, சென்னையிலே ஒரு அரசு உயர்நிலை பள்ளியில் தமிழ் மீடியத்தில் தான் நான் படித்தேன். நான் 2ஆம் வகுப்பு 3ஆம் வகுப்பு 5ஆம் வகுப்பு வரை படிக்கும்போது வாழ்க்கையில் எனக்கு இருக்கிற ஒரே லட்சியம், எந்த ஆசிரியரும் என்னை எந்த கேள்வியும் கேட்காமல் மறைந்து வாழ வேண்டும் என்பது மாத்திரம்தான் என்னுடைய லட்சியமாக இருந்தது. எந்த கேள்வி கேட்டால் கூட நமக்கு முன்னாடி இருக்கிற ஸ்டூடெண்டோட தலைக்கு பின்னாடி நேராக நம்ம தலையை அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டா நமக்கு அந்த கேள்வி வராது. இந்த டெக்னிக் இங்கே இருக்கிற ஆசிரியர்கள் எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும். அப்போ நீங்களா சொல்லுங்க, யூ ஸ்டாண்ட் அப், நீ தான் அப்படி என்னை ஒரு நாள் எழுப்பி வச்சு எங்கள் தமிழ் டீச்சர் மேடையில் என்னை பேச சொன்னாங்க. டீச்சர் அதெல்லாம் வராது டீச்சர், பேசல என்னால முடியாது, வேணா பக்கத்தில் இருக்கிற பிள்ளையோட பேச சொல்லுங்க, பேசுறேன், மேடெல்லாம் பேச முடியாது, கொன்றுவேன். அப்ப அந்த டீச்சரால அதெல்லாம் சொல்ல முடிஞ்சது. நீங்க சொல்லிடுவீங்க, நீங்க அடுத்த நாள் நியூஸ்ல வந்துடுவீங்க. அப்ப அந்த ஆசிரியர்கள் அவ்வளவு உரிமை எடுத்துக்கிட்டாங்க, நமக்கும் அவங்க கிட்ட அவ்வளவு சுதந்திரம் இருந்தது. அதெல்லாம் முடியாத டீச்சர், நீ தான் பேசுற, அடுத்த திங்கட்கிழமை ஸ்டேஜில் ஏறி பேசணும்ட்டாங்க. உடனே எங்க அம்மா தான் எனக்கு ஸ்பீச் எழுதி கொடுப்பாங்க. எழுதி கொடுத்து அதை மனப்பாடெல்லாம் பண்ணி பல முறை அதை சொல்லி சொல்லி நல்ல தயாராகி மேடைக்கு வந்து இப்படிதான் முதல்ல இந்த குழந்தை நின்ன மாதிரி என்னுடைய ஹைட்டுக்கு ஒரு மைக் போட்டு என்னை நிக்க வச்சாங்க. வார்த்தையே மறந்துட்டேன். என் பெயர் பாரதின்னு சொல்லணும், அவ்வளவுதான். இந்த பிள்ளை எவ்வளவு கஷ்டமானதெல்லாம் பேப்பர் இல்லாம பாடிச்சு. எனக்கு இருக்கிறது என் பெயர் பாரதி, அதையே நான் மறந்துட்டேன். அப்போ ஒரு முக்கியமான முடிவை வாழ்க்கையில் எடுத்து, இனிமேல் நான் மேடையில் பேசவே மாட்டேன் என் வாழ்க்கையில் அப்படின்ற ஒரு முடிவை எடுத்தேன். ஆனால் அந்த ஆசிரியர் விடாமல் என்னை ஒவ்வொரு வாரமும் மேடை ஏற்றி, ஒவ்வொரு வாரமும் நான் மறந்து போனதுக்காக பிள்ளைங்கள்லாம் என்னை பார்த்து சிரிச்சு, இவ தாண்டி எப்ப பாரு ஸ்டேஜில் என்னோட மறந்துடுவான்னு எனக்கு ஒரு பட்ட பெயரை சூட்டி, ஆனாலும் அந்த ஆசிரியர் என்னை விடவே இல்லை. அடிக்க எல்லாம் உண்டு, அதெல்லாம் இப்ப சொல்ல முடியாது, எல்லாம் அடிச்சு கிடிச்சு ஸ்டேஜில் ஏற்றி பேச வச்சு. ஆனால் அதற்கு பிறகுதான் எனக்கு தெரிந்தது எனக்குள்ளே ஒரு பேச்சாளர் இருக்கிறார் என்பதை அதற்கு பிறகுதான் நான் தெரிந்து கொண்டேன். எனக்கு தெரியாதது, என் அப்பாவுக்கு தெரியாதது, என் அம்மாவுக்கு தெரியாதது அந்த ஆசிரியருக்கு தெரிந்திருக்கிறது. இவளுக்குள்ளே ஒரு பேச்சாளர் இருக்கிறார். ஆசிரியர்கள் ஏன் வணக்கத்துக்குரியவர்கள் என்றால், எந்த மாணவன் எந்த மாணவிக்குள்ளே யார் இருக்கிறார்கள் என்பதை ஆசிரியர்களால் மாத்திருந்தால் மிக மிக துல்லியமாக கண்டெடுக்க முடியும். இன்றைக்கு வாழ்த்து பெறுகிற இந்த ஆசிரியர்களை நினைக்கிற போது நெகிழ்வாக இருக்கின்றது. இங்கே இந்த படத்திலே இருக்கிற மகாகவி பாரதியினுடைய வாசகம் நினைவுக்கு வருகிறது. இன்னும் ஒரு 2 நிமிஷம் எனக்கு டைம் இருக்கு. அன்னசத்திரம் 1000 வைத்தல், ஆலயம் 10,000 நாட்டல், பின்னர் உள்ள தருமங்கள் யாவும் பெயர் விளங்கி ஒளிர நிறுத்தல், அன்னையாவிலும் புண்ணியம் கோடி, ஆங்கோர் ஏழைக்கு எழுத்தறிவித்தல் என்றும் அந்த மகாகவி பாரதியினுடைய கவிதை இந்த மேடையிலே நினைவுக்கு வருகிறது. இன்றைக்கு விருது வாங்கி இருக்கிற இந்த ஆசிரியர் பெருமக்கள், ஒருவேளை விருது வாங்காவிட்டாலும் எதிர்காலத்தில் விருது வாங்க போகிற நம்முடைய ஆசிரியர் நண்பர்கள் எத்தனை பேர் இந்த நேரத்தில் இந்த நிமிடத்தில் மலைப்பகுதியிலே இருக்கிற பள்ளிக்கூடங்களுக்கு போவதற்காக பஸ் இருக்காது, நடப்பதற்கு பாதை இருக்காது, ஆனால் அங்கேயும் போய் அந்த பிள்ளைகளுக்கு சொல்லிக் கொடுத்து கொண்டிருக்கிற ஆசிரியர்கள் தமிழகம் எங்கும் இந்தியாவெங்கும் வாழ்ந்து கொண்டிருக்கிற காரணத்தால் தான் இருள் கொண்ட இல்லங்களிலே இருக்கிற நம்முடைய பிள்ளைகளுக்கு கூட ஒளி கொண்ட எதிர்காலங்கள் காத்திருப்பதற்கு பின்னால் ஆசிரியர்கள் தான் இருக்கின்றார்கள். ஆசிரியர்களால் தான் அந்த மறுமலர்ச்சியை கொண்டு வர முடியும். இந்த தீபத்தை நாம் இங்கே ஏற்றினோம். அப்துல் ரஹ்மான் அவர்களுடைய கவிதை ஞாபகத்துக்கு வந்தது. தீபத்தை வணங்கினர் மக்கள், தீக்குச்சியை வணங்கினான் பித்தன். தீபம் இருக்க தீக்குச்சியை ஏன் வணங்குகிறாய் என்று பித்தனிடம் கேட்டேன். எரிவதை விட ஏற்றியது உயர்ந்தது என்று பித்தன் சொன்னான் என்று அப்துல் ரஹ்மான் கவிதை சொன்னார். ஒரு ஆசிரியரினுடைய பணி என்பது சாக்கு மூட்டைக்குள்ளே பொருட்களை திணிப்பது போல ஒரு மாணவன் அல்லது மாணவியினுடைய மூளைக்குள் செய்திகளை திணிப்பது அல்ல. அது ஒரு தீபத்தை தூண்டி விடுகிற வேலை. அதைத்தான் ஒரு ஆசிரியர் செய்கின்றார். எந்த மாணவனுக்கு அல்லது மாணவிக்கு எதிலே ஆர்வம் என்று கண்டுபிடிக்கின்ற, கனவுகளை தூண்டி விடுகிற வேலையை செய்கிற மகத்தான பணியில் நீங்கள் இருக்கிறீர்கள். ஒரே ஒரு சொல், போன தலைமுறை ஆசிரியர்களை விட, அதற்கு முந்தைய தலைமுறை ஆசிரியர்களை விட உங்களினுடைய பாதை கடினமான பாதை. Because you have all the responsibilities and absolutely no authority. அதுதான் உங்களுடைய வாழ்க்கை. எத்தனையோ நிர்பந்தங்கள், பெரிய நிர்பந்தம் பேரண்ட்ஸ் தான். நான் ஒரு பெற்றோரா இதை ஒத்துக்கொள்ள வேண்டும். ஏன் என் பிள்ளைய டான்ஸ்ல எடுக்கல? இன்னைக்கு 7 பிள்ளைய டான்ஸ்ல எடுத்தாங்கல்ல, எடுக்காத என் 2-3 பிள்ளை என்னுடைய அப்பா அம்மா சும்மா விட்டுருவாங்க? அது தனி பஞ்சாயத்து. என் பிள்ளைய ஏன் எடுக்கல, என் பிள்ளைக்கு ஏன் மார்க் போடல, என் பிள்ளைக்கு மன உளைச்சலை ஏற்படுத்தினார்னு அப்பா அம்மா ஆயா எதிர் வீட்டு பாட்டி எல்லாம் கிளம்பி ஸ்கூலுக்கு வந்துடுறாங்க. போன தலைமுறையில் அது இல்லை. ஆசிரியர்களை நம்பின ஒரு தலைமுறையாக இருந்தது. இன்றைக்கு அந்த உறவு கொஞ்சம் பலவீனப்பட்டிருப்பது போல நமக்கு தோன்றினாலும், அந்த மாணவன் ஆசிரியர் பெற்றோர் என்ற அந்த மும்முனையை மிக மிக உறுதியாக தாங்கி பிடித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிற ஆசிரியர் பெருமக்களுக்கு என் நெஞ்சார்ந்த நன்றியும் வணக்கம். நாங்கள் உங்களை தான் நம்ப முடியும், வேற எதாவது நம்ப முடியும்? நம்மை சுற்றி பிள்ளைகளுக்கு டிஸ்ட்ராக்ஷன் என்பது 1000 வடிவத்தில் வருகிறது. அத்தனையையும் மீறி அவனில் இருக்கிற அவனை கண்டுபிடித்து அவனை வெளியே கொண்டு வருகிற பணியை செய்து வருகிறீர்கள். நிறைவாக ஒரே ஒரு நிமிடத்தில் ஒரு ஆசிரியர் என்னென்ன செய்ய முடியும் என்பதற்கு மிகச் சுருக்கமாக ஒரு கதை. பெருமாள் முருகன் என்கின்ற ஒரு எழுத்தாளர், அவர் ஆசிரியரும் கூட. அவர் ஓய்வு பெற்ற போது அவரிடம் படித்த மாணவர்கள்லாம் அவரை பற்றி கட்டுரை எழுதி எங்கள் ஐயா என்று ஒரு புத்தகம் வெளிவந்திருக்கிறது. விஜயா பதிப்பகம் கோவையிலிருந்து வெளியிட்டிருக்கிறார்கள். வாய்ப்பு இருக்கிறவர்கள் படித்து பாருங்க. ஒரு மாணவர், அவர் இப்ப டெல்லியில ஒரு IAS ஆபீசரா இருக்கார், பெரிய பதவியில் இருக்கார். அவர் தன்னுடைய ஆசிரியரை பற்றி எழுதினார். என் வகுப்புல நான் தான் ரவுடி, நான் தான் கடைசி பெஞ்சு. ஏன் ரவுடினா, டீச்சர் கேள்வி கேட்காம இருக்கிறதுக்காகவே ரவுடி மாதிரி நடிக்கிறது தான் எங்க வழக்கம். யாரு கேள்வி கேட்கக்கூடாதுன்னா ரவுடி, ஓ என்ன அப்படின்னா யாரும் கேள்வி கேட்க மாட்டாங்க. இப்படிதான் நான் இருந்தேன். எல்லா டீச்சரும் கூட்டு வச்சு நல்லா அடிப்பாங்க. இவர் ஐயா வந்த போது ஸ்டாஃப் ரூம்க்கு என்ன கூப்பிட்டாரு. அடிக்க தான் கூப்பிடுறாருன்னு போனேன். அடுத்து வருகிற இலக்கிய மன்றத்தில் தம்பி வரவேற்புரை சொல்லிடுங்கன்னு என்ன சொன்னார். நானா? வேற யாரும் நினைச்சு என்கிட்ட பேசிட்டு இருக்கீங்க நீங்க, எனக்கு அதெல்லாம் வராது. அது வரட்ட பரவாயில்ல, இந்த சேர் எடுத்து போறது தண்ணி கொடுக்கறதா செய்வீங்களா? அதெல்லாம் செய்வேன் என்று ஆரம்பிக்கிறார். 3 வாரம் அதை செய்யறாரு. 4வது வாரம் வரவேற்புரை சொல்லுகிறவர்கள் வரவில்லை. ஆசிரியர் சொல்லுகிறார், நீயே சொல்லிடுப்பா. 3 வாரம் பார்த்ததுல வரவேற்புரை சொல்லிட்டார். அடுத்த வாரம் அவரே ஸ்பெஷல் ஸ்பீக்கர் அங்க. இப்படித்தான் அந்த மாணவனின் பயணம் ஆரம்பித்தது. இன்றைக்கு ஒரு IAS அதிகாரியாக டெல்லியிலே பெரிய துறையிலே இருக்கின்றார். என்னையும் கூப்பிட்டு என்னை உட்கார வைத்து என்னை ஒரு ஆசிரியர் பேசிய உடனே திரைகள் அகன்று விட்டன. என்னாலும் முடியும் என்ற நம்பிக்கை எனக்கு வந்துவிட்டது என்று. இது ஒரு கதை தான். சொல்லப்படாத 10,000 கதைகள் ஆசிரியர்களை பற்றி இப்படி இருக்கிறது. உங்கள் ஒவ்வொருவரின் வாழ்க்கையிலும் அப்படிப்பட்ட எத்தனையோ வரலாறுகள் இருக்கின்றன. மிக மிக எனக்கு பிடித்த விஷயம், இந்த மாணவன் நாளைக்கு எனக்கு ஏதாவது செய்வான்னு நினைச்சுக்கிட்டு ஒரு ஆசிரியர் கூட இதை செய்வதில்லை. பெற்றோர்களுக்கு கூட ஒரு எதிர்பார்ப்பு இருக்கும். பெற்றோர்கள் தான் மிக உயர்ந்தவர்கள், அல்ல மாற்று கருத்தில். பெற்றோர்களுக்கு கூட சின்ன சின்ன எதிர்பார்ப்பு இருக்கும். நாளைக்கு நீ தாண்ட சோறு போடணும் எனக்கு, அதுவாது இருக்கும். ஆனா உங்களுக்கு தெரியும், டிசி வாங்கிட்டு போயிட்டானா அவன் திரும்பி வருவானா வரமாட்டானா யாருக்கு தெரியும்? எதை எதிர்பார்த்து செய்கிறீர்கள்? அந்த பிள்ளைகள் நன்றாக வர வேண்டும் என்று சமூகத்துக்கான உங்கள் அர்ப்பணிப்புக்காக இதை செய்கிற உங்களுக்கு உங்களினுடைய சேவைக்கு எங்களால் எதுவுமே செய்ய முடியாது. உங்களுக்கு கொடுக்கப்படுகிற சம்பளம் என்பது உங்கள் பணிக்காக கொடுக்கப்படுவது அல்ல, அது சின்ன காம்பன்சேஷன். ஆனால் உங்களினுடைய பணி மகத்தானது. உங்களை நம்பித்தான் பெற்றோர்களான நாங்கள் இருக்கின்றோம். இந்த சமூகத்திலே இருக்கிற பல விஷ வித்துக்களுக்கு மத்தியில் எங்கள் பிள்ளைகளை மேலெடுத்து வருகின்ற ஆசிரியர் பெருமக்களுக்கு, இந்த அரங்கத்தில் இருப்பவர்கள் இல்லாதவர்கள் எல்லாருக்கும் என்னுடைய நன்றி. தமிழில் மிகச் சுருக்கமாக இதை இவ்வளவு நேரம் நான் பேசினதை ஒரே ஒரு சென்டென்ஸ்ல சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. எழுத்தறிவித்தவன் இறைவன் ஆகும். அந்த பெருமையை முழுவதுமாக பெற்றுக்கொண்டிருக்கிற உங்களுக்கு நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
ஆசிரியர்களின் பணியை வாழ்த்தி பேசிய திருமதி பாரதி பாஸ்கரன் அவர்களுக்கு மிக்க நன்றி. I humbly request our Honorable Governor to felicitate the eminent speaker, திருமதி பாரதி பாஸ்கர். Thank you, sir, for felicitating the eminent speaker.
Stories can help students to recall key concepts and make the subject more relevant to them. Storytelling has its natural place in humanities subjects such as literature and history. Stories play a vital role in the growth and development of children. Stories help children to enhance the language and thinking skills. Storytelling, the most powerful way to put ideas into the world. Our next eminent speaker of the day, Mrs. Janaki Sabesh, a great storyteller. She writes, performs, and lives through stories. She began her career telling stories on screen through documentaries, teleserials, and corporate films. The Learning Train album offers that simplified math through stories and songs. She also an author of picture book, The Jungle Story, telling Festival and Parties Rasam. Parties Rasam won the 2023 National Joral Book Award. A story from the heart will always win more hearts. I welcome you, ma'am.
His Excellency, Governor, sir. all the dignitaries present off stage, which is each and every one of you, teachers, principals, correspondents, and even the media people, and the organizers, and Manju. Thank you so much for making me a part of your celebration. And because I am a storyteller, I have to share a story with your permission. So there was this couple, Parvati and Kamban, in a village in Tamil Nadu. அப்போதான் கல்யாணம் ஆயிருக்கு. So they went and they started setting up their house, but this village did not have electricity. So every time the flames were put off, the light was put off, the flames would dance and go to the village temple. And they would all gossip. Hey, avanga veetla enna nadandhu theriyuma? Hey, avanga veetla enna nadandhu theriyuma? Ayyo, ayyo. They used to gossip. Now in one such village only, Parvati and Kamal started living their life together. They got many gifts for their wedding. But one of the gifts that Parvati got was from an old woman, Thai. Thai came one day before the wedding and told Parvati, 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 I don't have anything material to give you. I can only give you the gift of a story and a song. And Parvati was thrilled. Who doesn't like listening to a story? So Thai shared the story. Thai shared the song. And Parvati was very happy. But Thai said, promise me, you will share the story and the song because you should not keep it inside you. Parvati said, of course. But then they were newlyweds and Parvati completely forgot about it. Kamban, her husband, on the other hand, got two gifts. He got a very nice box, ornate designs, and a beetle nut crusher. So he made that box into a Vettala putti. Vettala, Sunambu, Paku, and the beetle nut crusher, which was in the shape of a horse, he made that into his favorite. So Parvati would cook, she would teach, she would keep accounts, and then Kamban would make the Vettala, and both of them used to really enjoy their beautiful journey together. But remember, the story and the song were inside. They were getting very upset. The story and the song were very suffocated. They were inside and they wanted to come out. I am a story I want to be told before I grow very and old. கதை நான் என்னை சொல்லுங்க நான் காணாம போகும் முன்னே சொல்லுங்க பாடல் நான் என்னை பாடுங்க I am a song I want to be sung while I am still lively and young. பாடல் நான் என்னை பாடுங்க என் இளமை அழியும் முன்னே பாடுங்க. We are the story and the song. We want to scream and shout. We want to get out. How will they get out? There was a bright occasion when she was frying chilies. Hachi! She sneezed. The story came out. Hachi! She sneezed again, Parvati, and the song came out. But when the spirits come out, they have to take the form of a materialistic stuff. So, one took the shape of the box, the Vettala putti, and one took the shape of the beetle nut crusher, and off they went. Kamban that day had a very, very tough day. He was very, very upset about a lot of things in his workplace, and he came, he ate, and he straight went to his Vettala putti. No Vettala putti. Where is the Vettala putti? Where is my beetle nut crusher? He shouted. I don't know, must be there. But Parvati also didn't know where it went. And Kamban was so upset, he said, you are here the whole day, and he went off to sulk. Now all the men had only one place to sulk, and that was the temple. And he went there and he sat and sulked and sulked. And suddenly he heard some sounds. It was all those flames discussing, hey, avanga veetla enna nadந்துச்சு theriyuma? Hey, you know what happened in that house? And huffing and puffing came one flame which was late and said, you won't believe what happened in this couple's house. And he narrated a story which was similar to Kamban's house. And that's when Kamban realized, I've been very, I shouldn't have said this to my wife. And he went back and he told Parvati, is it true that you have a story and a song as a gift? And she said, yes, Thai gave me and I completely forgot. He said, can you please share? But when Parvati opened her mouth, no story. Please try and sing the song. No song. They were very upset. Parvati cried and went off to sleep. Meanwhile, in the temple, all the flames had a conference and they said, we must make sure, we must convince the story and the song to get back to Parvati. She's done no wrong. She just forgot. So they went, and imagine in a beautiful night, the flames were dancing just like Deepavali. And then they found the story and the song. They were hiding very close to Parvati's house, and they convinced. The story and the song got convinced, but how will they go inside Parvati? I told you, right? Parvati was very, very tired, so she was snoring that day. The story went, the song went inside. And the next day morning, Kamban said, please try and remember, maybe recollect, maybe you can share the story and the song. And correctly this time, when Parvati opened her mouth, there was the story in all its splendor, just like how Thai had told her. And there was the song. It went up and down her voice, and so beautiful it was that all the birds, the bees, the animals, the cow, everybody gathered together. Kadai sollunga, kadai kelunga, paattu paadunga, paattu kelunga. Share the story and the song, share the story with everyone. But why am I sharing this story here? Idu oru naatupura kadai. It's a folk tale from Tamil Nadu. Because each one of you sitting here has a story. Each one of you has millions of stories. Stories not about your children. Stories about yourself. Stories of how you made that little child who was adamant, who said, I will not touch a book. Who said, I will not get onto stage, like how Bharti ma'am said. Somebody who is working day in and day hard, perseverance, grit, resilience. You don't give up, and that is you. But what use of those stories if you don't share? So, if you have a story, which I'm sure you have in millions, please share. Otherwise, I don't know what shape the story and the song will take. So, stories connect. Stories bring people together. Stories enrich not only your life, but our lives. I am just a storyteller. You tell story every day to your children. So kudos to all the work that you do, all the hard work that you do. And today is just one of those occasions where we get an opportunity to say thank you. And thank you for all the stories, for making us the people who we are today. So thank you so much for the opportunity again. Thank you, Governor Sir, for listening to the story. Thank you so much. Nandri.
Thank you, ma'am. It was mesmerizing. I humbly request our Honorable Governor to felicitate the eminent speaker, Tirumadi Janaki Suresh. Thank you, sir. Our respected honorary sir, we have past and present national and state awardees are come along miles to get felicitated from hands of yours. So I humbly request to felicitate our national and state awardees. Dr. R.N.RAVI received National Award in the year 2009. I welcome you, ma'am. Next, Dr. J. Ajit Prasad Jain received National Award in the year 2005. Next, C. Satyamurthy received National Award the year 2003.
V. Venkatachalam, first CBSE Principal Award received from Sri Vajpayee sir. Venkatachalam sir is from Sri Anand International School. L. Neelakanta Pillai. L. Neelakanta Pillai received National Award in the year 2000, Kola Perumal Chetty Vaishnav Senior Secondary School. Dr. R. Ranganathan received National Award in the year 2016 from Chinmaya Vidyalaya. Dr. R. Krishnamurthy received State Award the year 2015, Lifetime Achievement Award by Governor Sir Rosaya. He is from Sri Krishna International School. Dr. K. Sampath Kumar received Dr. K. Sampath Kumar received State Award in the year 2011 from Vijay Vidyashram. S. Kuppuraj received State Award in the year 2022. He is from Murthusaviya Oriental High Secondary School. Secondary School. Mrs. Anjana Srinivas received State Award the year 2022. She is from Lions Club, Government Aided Middle School. Mr. T. Venkatesan received CBSE Award the year 2008. He is a retired Vice Principal. Mrs. Geeta Balachandar received CBSE Award in the year 2013, Best Teacher in Economics from DAV Senior Secondary School. Dr. Godwin received National Award in the year 2023 from Government Boys High Secondary School. Dr. Godwin received National Award in the year 2023, the current year, from Government Boys High Secondary School.
He came all the way from Delhi to Raj Bhavan to receive the award from our Excellency. It's a great honor for us as an organizing team. A big round of applause for all the awardees. I need a very big round of applause.
Mrs. S. Malati received National Award 2023 from Government High Secondary School. Current year National Awardee Jagadambal S. Ramakrishna School for serving an excellent in 30 years of service in our principal role. Mrs. Lata Shriman from A.V. Mayappan Matriculation School for serving 30 years of wonderful journey in the school field. Dr. K. Arjunan Dr. K. Arjunan, Secretary, Society for Rural Development from Tirunnamalai District.
Dr. Arjunan runs a tribal school in Tirunnamalai district. So it's a very big honor for us to be felicitating you, sir.
Next, Dr. C. Satish received National Award in the year 2006 for Best Teacher from Pavai Vidyashram, Namakkal. Now it's time to felicitate Mrs. Suvita Kannan, Chairman of Willis Foundation. She works to provide the platform to empower women in the areas of health, education and life skills. Her methodology focuses on women empowerment and social skill development through activity-based learning. Willis Foundation has impacted over 15,000 plus students till date and still continues to work with rural deprived students in Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. Adoption over 285 children to ensure free education so that no one remains deprived of education because of financial constraints. Speaking English allows students to broaden their world through Willis Foundation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for honoring and appreciating national and state awardees. Now, I invite National Awardee Dr. R. Rajamal onto the dais to present a speech.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. My humble pranam to His Excellency, Governor of Tamil Nadu, Shri R.N.RAVI Education is a social process. Education is growth. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. The life I'm living today is what education has given me. A rustic girl from the tribal hill of Nilgiris, from the Badga community, where the girl children were deprived of education. I walked 6 kilometers every day to reach my school, government school. I was engaged at the age of 13 for my marriage. I starved for 3 days. I thought Satyagraha Gandhiji did, if I do at home, I can escape. 3 days I did not eat. Then my mother thought this girl will die. I'll send her to school. So the marriage was stopped. I went to school. I studied in the government school, walking 6 kilometers every day. I wanted to study. I wanted education. Nothing else. Without knowing English at the age of 16 years, struggled at college level and learned. Today I can speak 8 languages. I learned and learned and learned. What education has brought to me today is President Award from President of India and 3 more national awards, 4 state awards and 38 other awards. First woman in the history of Badga community who has received the national award from President of India, and I stand with pride. This moment is very precious. Honorable Governor Ji has given us a wonderful opportunity for all the galaxy of outstanding educators to meet and to share our ideas. It's a wonderful platform. Never ever. We are indebted to the society. We are socially responsible to give them what we have learned. The character building and the nation building of children is in our hands. The young generation, they are the torch bearers of Dream India. Now, once upon a time, in the context of teacher in Indian history has been divine. Teachers stand as embodiment of virtue, repository of immaculate kindness, gentility and generosity of goodness, and endurance and tolerance. There was once. Today, the situation is same? No. The reality is different. We are facing the E-generation kids. And every thread of the fabric is asking us question today. A teacher is, as Bharati Madam said, we are more responsible, but we are not authoritative. Yeah? Next day, you don't know what happens to you. But it is our prime duty to shape these children. And according to me, I should tell, every child is a masterpiece and every child is the master's piece. If you feel that in your heart, and anybody can achieve anything. I was standing example. I used to look at a flight with wonder, who is going to fly this, how it is going. And Government of India, I owe all these honors bestowed on me to Kendra Vidyalaya Sangathan. I went to Moscow and worked for 3 years. I went half the world around. What gave me? Education. Quality education is what is required today. And what poor quality of education goes, you don't require atom bombs or missiles to destroy a nation. It is the poor quality education will do that. Let us not do. Teachers will take a resolution, will take a pledge that we are going to provide quality education to students. And one thing we forget that, parents are also equally responsible in shaping a child. To go a little on the lighter side, once a mother was taking a son to the swimming pool, and all the children were wearing white turkey towel. And her son lost the towel. She went and started yelling at the coach. My son has lost, it's a very expensive one, it's a turkey towel. The coach was a little disturbed. He said, Madam, all the children are having white. You tell me some kind of mark, which I can tell that it is your son. It will be written Indian Railways. So, you want the teachers to teach the son values. Yeah? What kind of value will the child learn? It's a triangle where teachers and parents are equally responsible. The father is to lend money to somebody, the man calls. Appa veetla illa nu sollu. Appa sonnaru, appa veetla illa. You teach your son not to tell lies. You tell the teacher, teach my son how to tell the truth. Who will teach you? Let us work together. Parents, teachers, and students. It's a beautiful triangle where each one of us have to together take the journey of goodness. So education is really very important for all of us. And we are duty bound to give the best education. It's literally it's a matter of pride for me to stand before the galaxy of outstanding educators. And I record my sincere appreciation to Veerammal Educational Charity and Trust for organizing such a wonderful event. I think it's one nice, a big round of applause to them. Let us educate children, teach them values. We are in the invasion of electronic era. A teacher is a teacher till the end. A teacher is a learner till the end. Aviyar சொன்னாங்க கற்றது கைமண் அளவு நமக்கு ஒண்ணுமே தெரியாது. Very little know. Let us share with all good heart, with goodness, with sincerity, with discipline, dedication and determination. We can make the children ready for facing the 21st, 22nd up to 25th century. It is in our hands. Let's do our might. Let's do our very best. And thank you once again for the wonderful opportunity. Pranam to R.N.RAVI for the honor bestowed on me. Let's create great children and the nation builders who will be the tomorrow's leaders of us. Thank you so much.
2023 வந்து பெண் பிள்ளைகள் போய் படிக்கணும் அப்படிங்கிறது பெரிய டாஸ்காக இருக்கிற டைமில் 1961 மேம் பிறந்து அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு படுகா கம்யூனிட்டியில் இருந்து வெளியில் வந்து படித்து இன்னைக்கு வந்து ஆளுநர் மாளிகையில் இவ்வளோ பெரிய ஒரு ஸ்பீச் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. இட் இஸ் பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் ஹர் டீச்சர் who is standing here. Thank you so much ma'am. We are very proud and honored to have you here. Thank you ma'am.
Here comes the most awaiting time. I humbly invite our Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu to address the gathering.
Most respected people of the community, of the nation, our teachers, I feel very humbled in the presence of teachers, especially school teachers, because even though I grew up in life, I went through various phases. Dr. Razamal said that she walked 6 kilometers walking. I walked 8 kilometers without a road on one side to my school. But if I am here today standing before you, I owe it to my school teacher. A school teacher in that urban environment, no electricity, no fan, nothing, no facilities, studying in kerosene lamp light. But the teacher was so powerful to inspire, to ignite the fire, the dream, by telling stories. What Janaki mentioned about stories. Very powerful. So much so that later when I went to college, universities, I had many renowned professors, great people, great researchers, people who worked with Sir C.V. Raman and contributed to science through fundamental research. But the people, those who remained with me, are my school teachers. Whenever I went, unfortunately I don't have any of them today. I myself, I am at that age when, of course, one doesn't expect them to be, but until about a decade or so, I had 1 or 2 teachers alive. And whenever I went home, I never missed an opportunity to go meet and touch the feet of my teacher. Today we have a lot of theories about teachers, their duties, their responsibilities, so many things we talk about. But you know, in my childhood, my teacher, when he used to go and take bath, I used to pull water from the well and used to bathe him. You know, that was the bonding. Can you think of it today? At times when the teacher is sleeping, I used to press his legs to make him comfortable. This was our tradition. This was the legacy that our country had for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, thousands of years. They were not called teachers. Teachers? I don't know. I think Assyrian may be a right word, but they were called guru. You know, guru is much more than a teacher. Teacher, when you talk about today, one looks at, okay, he's a government employee or if somebody's employee getting a salary and doing a job. It becomes, teaching has become a delivery of a service for which you are paid. It has become almost a transactional relation. The whole, this is not what the gurus used to do. Teachers might be doing it, I don't know, but gurus were not like that. Bharati said about that she didn't have that the teachers have a lot of responsibility but no authority. Believe me, my teacher, if he uttered a word, the whole village bowed and listened. They had no authority as such, but they had the moral authority. When a teacher spoke, no parent, no guardian, nobody will dare question him. So the teachers did not have a legislative authority that we are very fond of today, but they had the moral authority that nobody could question them. But over the period, I have seen the change happening. My own school, when I go and see, I really wonder, I find it difficult. Building is somewhat expanded. It has become more modern. Classrooms have become more modern. You have electricity and other facilities. But the relation between the teacher and the student, somehow that is missing what it used to be. You know, we often talk about education, importance of education. We also cite so many stories about it. Yes, education is important, no doubt about it. It transforms a person. But education is a broad meaning. It's not just the text, the various subjects that is taught, how many marks the students have got. They are important, no doubt about it. We cannot ignore that. But beyond all that, the teacher used to shape the student. Shape the student as an ambitious, a dreamer, a potentially powerful human being. The textbooks are taught, but there is teacher used to add something more, X factor. And that X factor, the inspiration, the motivation, the dream that he used to sell. If I use the management jargon, I hate to use the word buying and selling, but somehow it has got so much into the market that is done. Teacher used to insulate. That is what the teacher does. I must congratulate the awardees. You have all been among the 1,000 and 100,000 teachers in the country. Few are selected and honored, are felicitated by the President. It's a matter of pride. It's a matter of pride for all of us. But today, in this changing world, the teacher's responsibility have gone so much. And I wonder whether in the pressure of their day-to-day work they have even time to think or reflect over what are their responsibilities. You know, today is a very auspicious day in our country's life. In Delhi, in the national capital, leaders of the world, G20 summit is going on. The most powerful countries, heads of governments are there. And it's a very, very powerful body. Though it is a group of 20 countries, but it accounts for over 85% of the global GDP. It's a grouping that in many ways is more powerful than the United Nations. And what our country has done today, it will go down in history. This group of powerful, more influential countries, it was functioning in a way in which the world order was shaped after the Second World War. The powerful countries, the victors of the World War II, they were shaping the destiny of the world. But a large part of the world was left out. Was not heard. Popularly it is called Global South. What India has done today, it has brought African Union into the G20. A country, a continent, not a country, a continent, which has been out of the margin, out of the day-to-day consciousness of the world leadership. Because the world leadership was all driven by wealth and military, the compassion, the human, the fact that yes, this world, even in the remotest part of this globe, if there is a country, there are people, howsoever poor, deprived they might be, they are human beings, they are fellow human beings, and they have a right to live in dignity, and they too have share in the global resources. And when India admitted them, got them admitted, not India admitted, but India, I must say that India persuaded the rest of the countries to agree to it. This is the DNA, sanskar of India. When we talked about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So today is a very, very important day. But this is not the end of it. It is the beginning of it. We are moving towards building a nation, building a country, and that too within a time frame. And time frame is not too long. It's less than 2.5 decades. We have set a target that by the time the country celebrates centenary of its independence, 2047, about 24 years away, our country, Bharat, must be in a position to lead the world for the good of humanity. Not only for Bharat alone, but for the rest of the world. Even with today, with limited material capacity, but with certainly a greater moral strength, this country, which was not heard till the other day, till a few years ago, is in a position to make the world leaders agree that this African Union has to be part of it. And they all agreed. This is not an authority given by any military power that India is a superpower, military power. No. But India has the moral authority. And this moral authority is something that is a reflection of the moral authority that this country has always relied on. Even within our own country, as I said, my teacher, village teacher, he spoke something, the whole village listened. He didn't have the authority, legislative authority. He was not a powerful man, a frail person. Physically a frail person, but morally strong. We don't wish to be physically frail. We want to be a prosperous, strong country, and we will be. And in our mission to make this country a great country, how will it be possible? It cannot be made by the government. No. Whatever change that we are seeing today in the last few years has not been brought by the government. It has been brought by the people of this country. What the government has done, what the national leadership has done, it changed the paradigm, it changed the way we thought, the way we govern. From the government-centric to mass participation. This country of 1.4 billion, 140 crore, what is the strength of government? Government is only a few lakhs, a few millions. Earlier it was a client and patron relationship. For everything and anything, people will go to government, the government will dispense some favor. Today, the changes that we are happening in this country, if today from the 10th, world number 10th economy to our 5th, and shortly we are going to be in the top 3, it's because of our people. If today we are among the top 3 in the world in technology and startup ecosystem, it is because of our young men and women, those who are doing it. If today, when the last couple of years back we had less than even 500, today we have more than 125,000 startups with more than 110 unicorns, each worth more than $1 billion. Is our young men and women are doing it. Other day, some months back, I felicitated some children, school children from Tamil Nadu, rural, our own state. The children who built satellites, which was launched in the space. This is the power of our youth, the power of our students. And who gives them this power? It is you, teachers. You. So when we look upon you, we look upon you with a lot of reverence, with a lot of expectation. That yes, a child. I often tell when I meet students, whether it's school students or college, university students, whenever I go to the universities, after convocation, I have a separate meeting, interaction, I won't call it meeting, but interaction with students, degree holders. I like to understand their dreams, their aspirations. Are they aspirational? How large is their dreams? And when I find that the dream is small, I feel disappointed. Because you can only be as big as your dream. If your dream is small, you can never grow big. And I tell the students that you are like seeds of a banyan tree. I don't know, I was surprised that many of them have not seen the seeds of a banyan tree. We have been so much far removed from. I often tell them when they come here, go and walk in this Raj Bhavan, has plenty of banyan trees, and you will find somewhere underneath some fruits, banyan fruits, and you may see the tree. This tiny little seed is, within that seed is packed a huge mammoth tree. Within every child is that big, huge banyan tree is hidden. It is for you. It is you who make them grow. If they don't, they remain stunted. It is not only their loss. It is not only their family's loss. It is a loss to the society, loss to the nation. Every child is a national asset, potential national asset, and it is our duty to make them so. Make them realize their strength, their potential strength. Today we have another responsibility. That today, and I'm very happy to see, and I'm here, I feel very delighted when I see most of the large number of teachers are our women teachers. Because, you know, a society, a country cannot grow to its potential if half the population is not able to grow, their talents not able to blossom to their full potential. And that is why today the thrust is not only, we don't talk about women empowerment. It's a very condescending, paternalistic approach. You are not, who am I to empower a woman? There is a power within the woman. All that I need to do is remove the obstacle. I am being an obstacle. Remove the obstacle. This talent will blossom. That's why we say today, Prime Minister often says, women-led development, women-led growth, women-led India. You know, when I came and I started also learning, I was immensely impressed. I remain impressed by the old literature, current literature, Tamil literature. Mahakavi Bharati, when I read one of his poems, when he says, Pattangal alvadum, sattangal saivadum, parenirpengal nadadavandum. Unless this happens, this country will not be. In the next 2.5 decades, we have to make it happen. And here the responsibility of the teachers is all the more to take care of the girl children, girl students. Many a times you should realize, and I have seen it, the girls coming from home, family situation is not very comfortable, parents are under stress. Many a times they have to make a choice. Limited resources. Sons get the preference. It happens. This is not something that you are going to change overnight. But the dream of the girl. In the universities I go and I find that invariably, when it comes to the medal winners, 60 to 70% medal winners are girls. But then when I made inquiries, when I wanted to know, curious, what happens to them thereafter? They have got the medals, graduated with flying color, proved their mettle. But thereafter, those constraints I see them facing, and then a stunting of the talent, their capacity. That's very painful. It's for the teachers to ignite the fire within. Many a times I feel that they submit to the constraining environment because they are not aware of the opportunities. I think we need to encourage them. We need to encourage them. We need to encourage them not only morally, not only inspirationally, we also need to tell them about the opportunities which are available in the wider world, in the country itself. So that they know that yes, many a times they don't pursue their dream because of financial constraints. But today, constraints are much less if it is financial constraints, because today it is available under various schemes, and especially for the girl students, Girls entrepreneurs, it's much more easier today. But they are not aware. Since they are not aware, they feel where they are and the world in which they live is the all. That's the end of it. I think I urge the teachers to also be aware of the opportunities for the children which they have. While tell them the story, while give them the knowledge, the subject, whether it's a science, whether it's the humanities, to tell them the stories which inspires them, lit the fire within them, that they can grow and they must grow. Also tell them the opportunities in the country. What are the opportunities they have? Especially when the children come in the high school, high +2. That's the time when it's very, very deciding, very, very decisive time. Invariably, you will find that either engineering, medicine, some limited careers, now some more careers have come. But there are far many more. So I would urge, kindly, be informed about the opportunities, various opportunities which a student has before him or her, and help them in deciding. I know here on a Saturday, you could have been happily with your family. You have chosen to come over here. I'm indeed grateful to you. With the presence of so many teachers, I feel the Rajbhavan is blessed. We are all blessed. And I'm sure you will continue doing what you are doing with added zeal. But I was told that this is an interactive session, but it became almost like a monologue. And that's not very fair. I think I would urge the teachers, if you have some curiosity which you can fire at me, I'll be very happy and try to respond.
So we have to. Good evening to one and all, and Honorable Excellency. It might be a very controversial question I'm going to ask. We all are educators and we all are seated here. Is AI going to take up our place in future?
Artificial intelligence, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, it's a concern, it is a big concern today. You know, when the humans started evolving, if you look at the history of human evolution, now we are at a stage when there are people who will start saying that shortly, within a couple of decades, the Homo sapiens will be Homo digital. The machine will be taking over many of the functions, even thinking. Artificial intelligence is a very, very powerful tool. And there is a body, international body, Center for Security, related to artificial intelligence. Center for Security Concerns, I think that is what its name is, CSAI, which is worried about artificial intelligence, what all it's going to do. And they have flagged it by passing a resolution, very short resolution, that the world must be conscious of threats from artificial intelligence at par with nuclear threats or at par with pandemics like COVID. You know, artificial intelligence, that's why there is a big concern about how to moderate it, how to make it ethical, because there is a danger that the machines, the intelligent machines, which becomes learning, it keeps learning on its own. So long, whatever programming has been done and machine acts accordingly, that's fine. But when machine starts learning with its own mistakes, learning with the new input that it gets, what shape it will take, it will be difficult. And in fact, there was an event where United States of America, when they were developing the artificial intelligence in domain of military, that okay, because they are moving towards more and more automated, not humans, no human. It is a machine will fight, Star War kind of a situation. So when they developed a certain application, certain software, artificial intelligence enabled, that when the sensor, the satellite, locates a danger in adversary country, that this country is going to launch a missile, then it will immediately alert, and they had programmed it in such a way that it will immediately alert and then human will interface to neutralize that. But what they found during demonstration, it didn't wait for the humans, it itself neutralized. It detected and it also given a command to the counter missile to go and hit that, and it was destroyed. And they said, look, this my machine which we created to listen to me did not listen to me, and it worked on its own. And that became a serious concern. So, artificial intelligence as an area of technology is a matter of concern. The whole world is concerned about it and they are working on it. Now, the next part of your question, is it a threat that taking away? I can assure you, I have not even 0.00001% doubt that it will ever take away. Machine cannot, the problem, the humans are, as a human being, we have three facets to our personality: physical, intellectual, and spiritual. The physical is fine, intellectual also machine can beat me. But compassion, the kindness, the feeling, so far the best mind in technology, they have not been able to come anywhere close. So whether they will ever come close to that is not. We will always need teachers. We will always, because you are shaping not only the physical and intellectual, but also the emotional part of the child. For a holistic growth, it is needed. And no machine, no artificial intelligence can ever do that. You need not worry about that, because I myself have been thinking about it. I have also been meeting people. I have met number of people who are at the frontiers of artificial intelligence. I had a briefing. Of course, my knowledge is outdated. I'm a physics postgraduate. But since I studied physics, I can understand, what they are all talking about. So I have been talking and interacting. And they have all told, forget about it. Machine cannot replace human being. Machine can replace the more powerful, it can be far more destructive, far more sharper, intelligent and all. But that third element that humans have, machine will never be able to have. Relax. He will always be valued. He will always be respected by the society.
Good evening, sir.
who is your favorite teacher, sir? School teacher, and which quality admired you the most?
Pardon, my school teacher.
Who is your favorite school teacher, sir?
Yeah.
And which quality admired you the most?
You know, my teacher who was most favorite is of course no more. Because imagine when I myself am 72. When I was my most favorite teacher was a good storyteller. He was my essentially a Sanskrit teacher. You know, there is a text in Sanskrit called Hitopadesh. Now, Hitopadesh is the story that a king had 4 children. They were all wayward, not interested, and king was worried that what will happen to my children, what will happen to my kingdom after I go. He brought many teachers. Teachers used to run away because these royal brats, they would not listen, they would make life uncomfortable. So finally they got a teacher. One teacher came. He said, keep the books all aside. No more. No book. He started telling them stories. And the stories in a way which is gripping. All the children would sit, listen and listen, ask him many more times. At times, some of the children, at the beginning, they would say, are you teaching or what? No, I am not teaching you. But in the process, the children, they grew up well-educated people by telling and listening to stories. That is about Hitopadesh. But my teacher, who also taught me Hitopadesh, he was very inspirational. He used to, even outside the class, he used to like me. He would make me sit by his side. You know, again, I don't know how many of you would be familiar with that kind of environment. But in the villages, when the paddy cultivation happens, harvesting is done, threshing is done, the hay. So the bunch of hay, he would sit, and he would make me sit on his side. And he would tell a story. Stories about big personalities, big people. And he was not just telling from mythology and all this. Contemporary. The great scientists. That was the day. That was the period. When I was a school student, first a Sputnik went in. Russia had launched, Soviets had launched a rocket in space. It was called a Sputnik. That was later part of 80s. The whole world was excited, and so was I. But he had read. He had informed himself about what it was about, whatever knowledge was available. Without, of course, there was no internet and all, but with all the news. And he used to tell me his stories. Tell his stories about. He was the teacher who inspired me to become a space gazer, a stargazer. And I dreamt to one day reach the stars. And that is why I pursued the career in physics. I wanted to be an astrophysicist. I landed up here. That's a different story. That teacher, I can't. In fact, whenever I went, I never sat, even though I was, by the time I had become, in the government, I had become a very high, so-called high position I had in the Prime Minister office. When I go to his place, I would never sit equivalent to him. He would be sitting, I would be sitting there.
Thank you, Manju. And this is a special occasion that I have to thank Manjupriya for giving this golden opportunity. And I thought of a question yesterday, asking you, but right now I've changed my question. You are my father right now. I'm your daughter. I used to travel right from a small place to the Chennai, to the center of the Chennai. It was highly polluted. When I entered inside the campus, I feel so happy I was able to see the deers passing away right there. A bunch of trees are there, banyan trees are there. This kind of luxury will my daughter or son will get it in the future. And one more thing, can I connect this question to the Amrit Kal to Vision 2047? Because generally I won't get tensed, but I'm a little bit tensed. I have
Relax. Take a deep breath. Come closer.
Yeah, I'll do.
Come closer.
I'm much more excited because this is a golden opportunity I have never dreamt at all. I'm from a small village and I am especially thankful to Manjupriya because I am so happy that I am questioning a higher person and a powerful person, a humble person, and I take this opportunity as my golden opportunity. So main thing is there, I'm much more concerned upon the nature. But we don't give that much, we speak about artificial intelligence, digital intelligence, everything else. But why don't we plant more number of trees around us to have a healthy situation for our younger generations? So I'm the second generation if you are considered my first generation. And my next generation are much more. They are wearing masks, they don't able to breathe a good air, they don't have a good soil, they don't have a good water. Even the mountains are getting depleted. Natural resources are completely getting depleted. Nobody is aware of it. Even if you lose one small hill, that small hill is much more important for us. But we don't have any kind of thinking of all those things. We move towards the general digital time, modernized, and all things. And we have to think of those things. Because only a teacher becomes a guru when he implements all these natural values to the children. And moral values has to be done only with the help of nature. We think everything is good, but the nature is the guard which will control our everything else. My kind request, I want you to concentrate more on nature because I used to travel. I used to think if I want to plant one plant, I have to take all the weapons and I have to dig. At least I have to spend an half an hour to plant one single plant. But if your Highness, if you think you can plant 1 crore plant within a half an hour, why don't we take all these kind of steps as soon as possible to save our Mother Earth and our India too. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. You know, when I see not only teachers of course are special, but anyone coming from a remote village with bare or no modern facility, immediately I get back to my childhood and I relate with that person far more closely than I relate with anyone who is city born or brought up in modernity. Because I have lived in that environment. You say the close to nature. We didn't used to call nature, we used to call tree is worshipped. In my childhood, my teacher, he also taught me one sloka, one Sanskrit he said. I will translate it. When he looked at a tree, we used to call trees like, it's a god. And sloka runs like this. Those of you who know Sanskrit, perhaps you will make a sense of it, otherwise I will translate it. Mule Brahma Tvacha Vishnu Sakha Sankar Mevacha Patre Patre Devanam Vasudeva Namastute. In the root is Brahma. Mule Brahma. Tvacha Vishnu. In this Tvacha is the skin. Is Vishnu. Mule Brahma Tvacha Vishnu Sakha Sankar Mevacha. Branches are Shivas. Patre Patre Devanam. Every leaf is a abode of a divine, a god. And so the composite tree, Vasudeva Namastute. We never cut a tree unless it was needed, and that too after a prayer seeking forgiveness. We have moved ourselves far away from that. This mercantile world, this view of life that humans are at the center of creation and the rest of creation is for the pleasure of human. This view has led to breaking of relation which was umbilical. Between mother and child, what connects is the umbilical cord. Instead of that, it became transactional. Tree and everything on the earth became a resource, not as something which is respectful, which is there to sustain me, and I have equal responsibility to that. This was our old ancient Indian values, which we have lost, and we must restore it. That is why today the effort is that we grow. When this country is growing, we are not growing merely in terms of, and we don't wish to grow merely in terms of technology and science. We wish to grow, as Swami Vivekananda had said, that we want this country to grow, whose a country whose muscles are of iron, whose sinews are of steel, nerves are of steel, but whose heart and mind are compassionate. That is the country that we want. We want to build this country, what Rishi Aurobindo had dreamed on the day of independence. On the 15th of August 1947, Rishi Aurobindo had jotted down in Pondipan in Puducherry Ashram. He had jotted down what India, what responsibility this country has. And there he says, Rishi Aurobindo says, and we must remember that entire universe, Earth is the only planet where life is evolving. No other planet so far they have found so far. This is the only planet where life is in the evolutionary process, is evolving from inanimate to animate. Creatures, animals, humans is the process of higher evolution. So it has to evolve to the next stage, where our rishis, our sages, several thousand years ago, when they said, Yadu Mure Avarukele. When our rishi said, Vadiya Paire Kand Polutata, Vadinen. When I see a leaf withering, my heart withers. Connect with that. It is not different, it is me. These values, we have to grow with these values. And that is what we are trying. That is what we're trying to, the country is trying to frame it in the language of today. Because every age has to have its own language, its own vocabulary, its own stories. If I tell my grandchildren how I grew up, they will not be able to relate. I need to tell them in the language of today, vocabulary of today. But that's what we need to do. Yes, we will do it, and we are doing it. And all of you have to responsibility to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing insightful thoughts and for this interaction session.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Last question.
Good evening, sir. There is a wide gap between heart and brain by the teachers towards students nowadays. What is your opinion about that, sir? Today's teachers.
Heart and brain gap, yes.
Towards school children.
Means
by the teachers towards school children.
You know what?
In most of the times, their hands are tied for showing sympathy or empathy while dealing certain situations. Your opinion on that, sir, please.
No, the stage where we are today, it's not teachers' fault. It's the fault overall. We have all become so transactional. We have all started the please sit down. Please sit down. You know, over the years, and it's not very long time, In last 3, 4, 5 decades, this change has been happening, and it has become all the more visible in last about 2 decades, 2.5 decades, all the more. Competitive world. Parents have become ambitious. It's a world where success is measured by the amount of wealth that you earn. You know, and every parent likes his or her child to get into a job which he or she understands by hearing or seeing others, and they put the child under pressure. That is one part, that the child is under pressure. The teachers are treated as employees, and then when they are treated as employees, they themselves start behaving like employees. Many factors this has led to this situation. Today, when a teacher scolds a child, I'm not sure how the parents are going to take it, whether they will take it easily. When my teacher hit me on my arm with a stick, my parents even didn't come to know of it. Because teachers, when they punished me, it was not out of any other, for my own well-being. I am not advocate of a corporeal punishment, that it has to be there. But what I am saying is the trust that parents believed that my child and his or her teacher, the teacher will not do anything to the detriment, to the harm of my child. And even if the teacher has given a physical punishment, it is good for my child. The intention is good. That trust was there. So there is a trust deficit between the society, the parents and the teachers and students. Teachers are employees. It has been a decline, or I should say the degradation of the entire value system. You know, our constitution, you know, the teachers are significant, are very important, because the teachers who made this country, not today, it is not many people say teachers make the country, this is fine. But the fact is that who made this country, Bharat? Bharat was not made by any ruler, any king, any Bahubali. It was made by our rishis, and rishis were teachers. They dispensed the wisdom. And that is why, when our constitution was framed, and when the question was raised before the Constituent Assembly, that in this constitution, while we have the fundamental rights, we have distribution of duties between the legislative, executive, judiciary, separation of power between these three, also separation of power between the union and the state, collection of taxes and devolution of taxes. These are value neutral. It can be applied anywhere, any part of the world. Where is Bharat in it? And then the Constituent Assembly decided that we must reflect the evolutionary journey of this great country, Bharat, through pictures and paintings in our Constitution. And that is why they commissioned a great artist who was in the institution of Gurudev Tagore, Rabindranath Tagore, Shantiniketan, Nandalal Bose. Nandalal Bose and his team was given the responsibility to do the painting and drawing, to show the evolutionary journey of our country, Bharat, and put it in the Constitution. And you know, madam, what is the first painting? In our Constitution, the first painting is of a Gurukula, a teacher, a guru, a rishi, and the students are sitting on the ground, are teaching. Because this is how our country this Bharat has evolved through Gurukula. This long period of colonization, subjugation, and post-British, with this Western thinking, with those values we have started moving. And we have started judging ourselves by the metric of the others. Some years back, I was in US and people were talking about how people in the United States of America are philanthropic. So-and-so has given so many $1 billion. And they say, are there philanthropists in India? I wondered, I say, what is your definition of philanthropy? I have got surplus, and so I part with it, some part of it, for the good of the society. In our country, even a poor family, when somebody visits the house, an unknown visitor, what we call atithi, is fed, doesn't go empty, doesn't go hungry. Philanthropy, what you call philanthropy, what we call our seva, is there in every household, rich or poor, household poor it might be. So we have moved away from our values and we have started measuring ourselves. And in this, also in our education, we have started measuring ourselves by those very metrics. I think this is not sustainable. We have to. So the trust that you have said about the gap between teacher and the student is not only gap between teacher and student heart and mind, but it is also a deficit between the parents and the teachers and the students, and the general outlook at the teacher, to the teacher as an employee or as employees. No. This we have to, and we are moving. In fact, in our National Education Policy 2020, there is a greater thrust on Indian knowledge system. Many people do not know what is Indian knowledge system. What is that we're talking about? When we talk about Indian knowledge system, it is not only our ancient knowledge in terms of different fields, but it is also our values. And I am confident at least that in the next years, and not too far, we will find those values getting restored. And this is the only way, not only for us, but for a sustainable world, a sustainable future for mankind. Sustainable future that the teacher asked me about the nature of the trees. Those values we are restoring with a sense of pride. With a sense of pride, because we do not know what we had, what we have lost, and we have become so ignorant. Those values are to be brought in, and that is also a very important element of our national education policy. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving your precious time for us and giving us a lot of insight of new age policies of how to have values for the children. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much for being part of this, coming, sharing some of your thoughts, and giving me an opportunity to felicitate some of you. I could felicitate only few, but believe me that as I told at the beginning, for me, a school teacher is far more reverential, is far more important. I feel far more touched when I look at, far more respectful. Thanks to you, my pranam.
Now, Honorable Governor, Health State's Managing Trustee and Trustees of Veeramal Education and Charitable Trust. Veeramal Educational and Charitable Trust members with immense pleasure felicitates our Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu. I humbly request our Honorable Governor to fill straight Master Sushant, studying grade 2, who sang a wonderful Bharatiya song. Dr. K. Arjunan, Secretary of Society for Rural Development, Jawad Hills, from Thiruvannamalai District. International universities have conferred him with honorary doctorates for his endless outstanding social services to the rural reconstruction in the Gandhian approach, foreign charitable trusts, foreign embassies, central and state governments have honored him with awards for his service. Now, I cordially invite Dr. K. Arjunan to give a vote of thanks.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். பெற்ற தாயும் பிறந்த பொன்னாடும் நற்றவை வாணினும் நனி சிறந்தனவே. பாரதியார். Mother and motherland should be dearer than heaven itself. P.B. Shelley. இந்த இரண்டு சொற்களுக்கு மிக பொருத்தமாகவும் தகுதியாகவும் அந்த இரண்டு சொல்லையும் தன் வாழ்க்கையில் நடைமுறைப்படுத்திய தமிழகத்தினுடைய மேதகு ஆளுநர் அவர்களே, இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியை ஒருங்கிணைத்து தத்தம் வாழ்க்கையிலே பல்வேறு பங்கு பணிகளை ஆற்றி அதற்குரிய பரிசு தொகையையும் பெற்று பாராட்டியும் பெற்று அதற்கு மேலும் நம்முடைய மேதகு ஆளுநர் அவர்களுடைய வாழ்த்துரையும் நீங்கள் பெற்றிருக்கிறீர்கள். நிச்சயமாக காந்தியை நீங்கள் பார்த்திருக்க மாட்டீர்கள். இப்பொழுது ஒரு காந்தியை தமிழகத்தில் பார்த்து கொண்டிருக்கிறீர்கள். அந்த காந்தியின் ஆசீர்வாதம் தான் உங்களுக்கு கிடைத்திருக்கிறது. அவர் இப்பொழுது வாழ்க்கையினுடைய சத்தியம், நேர்மை, ஒழுக்கம், பண்பாடு, நாகரிகம் மொத்தத்தினுடைய உருவமாக தமிழகத்தில் அவர்கள் மேதகு ஆளுநராக தங்கள் பங்கு பணியை ஆற்றிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். ஆளுநரை